everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. When you let your nuts hang.
We good. No, we're not talking. You're talking. Can you please back up? You're getting way too close. Can you please back up?
At the end of the day, I'm a real ass nigga, bro, baby. Except it could have been worse. It could have been way worse. Right?
Okay, Kevin.
We here, right? You breathing.
At this point, it's getting scarier. You know what I mean? I don't know what to do. Besides pray and pray for him and those who stand next to him and encourage and enable this kind of behavior. This is terrifying. Bro, I'm in a domestic violence shelter. Like, shit is like, trying to register this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to be left alone. I don't want to deal with this energy. He's scaring the fuck out of me. And I have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a baby. So there's no time to be sitting around and twiddling my fingers. I have to make sure I protect my son at all costs, and I protect myself because he is unpredictable. And his family is aiding him. His friends is aiding him and enabling him. He gotta be stopped. This is too much. This is too much. I never, ever thought that this would be. I'm thinking like, look, do your thing. Like, bro, do your thing. I don't want you. I don't want to be with you, bro. Do your thing, y'all. That is not enough. He won't leave me alone. He won't leave me alone.
But why you pregnant with my son? It's the wrong time.
Okay. Okay, Kevin.
And I got the right to snap. But why you pregnant with my son? It's the wrong time.
Okay. Okay, Kevin.
And I got the right to snap. But why?
Hey guys, so this is a transparency update. There's a lot of confusion going on in the comments. I am not a type of person that responds to negativity. I look over it because I feel like everybody is entitled to their opinion. Now, whether that affects me, it doesn't, but feel free. It's an open platform. Please cast your judgment. The only person that can judge me is God, and we're just going to leave it at that. Secondly, I like to say that I am no longer residing with my son's father, and I am in a domestic violence shelter. I'm glad that I took the opportunity to gather my things and my child and leave, because abuse is never okay. Abuse is definitely something that will have you experiencing things outside of the body as well as spiritual warfare. And I just wouldn't wish that on anybody. I went through a lot with my son's father and his family on top of that. But it's not about harboring or holding on to the past. I definitely worry about what God has done for me since then. You know, I don't think anything of these people. This is their character. This is exactly who they are. No matter what mask they may try to put on and make it seem like they're holier than thou, they go to church and the BS, honestly. They are evil spirited. It's just unfortunate because I really went into it with the intention of having a family and starting a family with somebody who also mirrored those things. But in true narcissist fashion and form, they will love bomb you and mirror you, and then shortly after will show you who they truly are. So all those jokes in the comments or just nasty projections in the comments about the way that my son father look, my preference is not your preference. You know, I grew up in Florida. I love how Florida guys look, and that is just something that he was imitating. I think that he's having an identity crisis, which most people who have narcissistic traits, they usually pretend to be anything. They have a lot of shame and a lot of trauma. So they try to hold an image. It doesn't matter what image, as long as it has that source coming in of energy. I explained in my videos prior to that I was dating him for a while, and I found out what kind of person he was, and we broke up because I realized that this is not a person that I want to associate with. And I actually moved on into the year, and I was not feeling well, and that's how I found out that I was pregnant. And I anticipated on not telling him that I was pregnant because he is a evil and nasty person, just by my experience with him. The right thing to do was to tell him that I was pregnant. So I think that he preyed on the type of person I was because I am a kind person. And I think that he seen the light in me, of course, and he wanted to attach himself to that. But when I sent that man off for his walking papers, it was like, baby, I don't need you to sustain. You know, men is not the center of my life. God is. And that is the source for me. So it just, to me, it just gave like, I want to conquer this kind of person. It's just a lot has gone on with just us being back and forth with court. I'm not one of those mothers that's gonna sit and be like, I'm not gonna put him on child support, I'm just gonna do. Y'all bitches is crazy, okay? Is it dog shit? I would never sit here and say, I'm just going to do this and not bother that man. I did not make this baby by myself. He has financial responsibilities. Therefore, his ass is on child support. What is there not to understand about that? As a parent, you can say that you've done the best you can and your kids have done, you know, other things, and you're not entitled to their actions because you've done your job, yes. But when you're enabling them and you're encouraging them to be abusive and to continue to be manipulative, there is a mental disorder, in my personal opinion. There is a lack of intelligence. You know, at the end of the day, y'all say don't pray, but God holds me to a different standard than he does y'all. And that is fine. I am going to pray for my enemies because they do not know. But they're getting the picture. People who have narcissism in their personality, they will never take accountability. It's the apology that will never happen. It's the closure that will never happen. But the thing about that is, I don't need closure or an apology when I have God. I put all my fears, my anxieties, any confusion, uncertainties in God. I am covered from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. There is nothing, no weapons in any form will prosper against me and those that are attached to me. I know that my son's father would like to see me crumble. That was his intention. That is his agenda. Still to this day, this man will not get it right for court. He's constantly going batshit, okay? In court, going crazy. And it's very sad to see. The last time he was in court, he said fuck me and fuck his son, and he don't give a fuck about us, and he don't give a fuck about this no more. If he don't get his way, he don't give a fuck. Like, why are you threatening us? What's going on here? What's going on here? It's not even that serious. I'm not calling him, you guys. I'm not texting him. I am only communicating with him in regards to our son. And even then, he has me blocked. So I don't talk to my son's father at all. And it is a blessing to not have done so. God will keep mess away from me because that's just not what he has over my life. And I do feel like, you know, Kevin and I, we're old enough to be mature enough to have conversations pertaining to our son. But he hates me that bad. He wants control over me so much. He's so in his feelings because I do not want him, and I'm moving on again. He couldn't break me. He talked about the way that I looked and told me I did not look good and nobody would want me. I would have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6 baby daddies, and his son is going to be living in the hood. He says that this is not his son when he knows it's his son. He's not going to be taking care of his son if I have anybody else around his son. He says all kinds of stuff. It's goofy as hell. He tells me how much he hates me. I'm a bum. I ain't this. I ain't that. And then he turns around and tells me that he loves me. I think that he is an unpredictable and a very dangerous being. He wants court to abide the way he wants to. He said if he's not having it his way, baby, I better be looking over my shoulders. I really don't understand, like, why you have that much animosity towards me. I don't want to be with you. You just told the judge you have a dick. You can go ahead and make another baby. You can have a whole bunch of kids. And they'll all be at you in your mama house with your sister, your auntie, the dead family dog, and the dead granny, and the goldfish, and everybody else will be in that house with that motherfucker. You already said that. You just stayed in your Haitian culture and you should have dated another woman. Then you should have done that. There is still time for you to do that, is what I'm saying. There is still time for you to do that. So do that. But I would like for us to just get into a point where it's just like, let's just have a conversation about our child. I don't want you. I don't want you. Get it through your wicks. I don't want you. I don't want you, okay? I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. But your son needs you, okay? And I know it's easier to play the victim and to, you know, be the villain and play the victim at the same time. It has to be some kind of mental illness. I mean, we're all familiar with people who do that. He just needs to focus on his son. You know, it's gotten down to the point where he is so erratic and hostile and aggressive that we have to have supervised visits. And he doesn't even want to do that. He just wants to dominate and control me through our child and then project his trauma onto me, the wounds from his maternal figure, and then his abandonment wounds with his father, and then him not feeling like he's not measuring up enough. I mean, you have the recipe to change your life. Living in your mother's basement is not going to cut it. And I think a man that doesn't take care of his child is not even a man. Is not even, I don't even consider them to be anything. Full transparency. I am much better now than I have ever been. I am going to do everything that I can to protect my son. And y'all may not agree with me. Either way, it don't matter to me. Because I don't need validation from anyone but God. And I have that. I have that authority already. So there's literally nothing nobody can say. There's literally nothing nobody can do to make me feel like I am not protecting my son away from his abusive father. There has to be responsibility and accountability for your actions. You cannot be explosive and reactive and threatening and abusive and then turn around and tell us you love us. Even the judge said, you have a hard time keeping your emotions together. He is under the age of 1. He cannot call his mother and say, hey, mom, can you come get me? Dad is doing XYZ. You think I'm finna risk my baby with an abusive partner? No. Or an abusive parent for some of us? No. It's just not gonna happen. I encourage you ladies to stand up. I've always wanted to be a mother, and I am a mother, and I hold that divine duty very near and dear and close to my heart, and I take it super serious, okay? You only get this clearance from God, and when he gives you this clearance, you best to believe the job is going to be done, because me, I'm thorough, okay? My son is not going to be around an abusive parent who does not speak well of himself, let alone his son's mother or his own flesh and blood. A lot of people having opinions like, oh, you should have seen from the gate, you should have seen from the gate. Yeah, I need to be careful with all that judgment. There's nothing nobody can say, okay, that'll make me feel bad about the choices that I make, or who my son's father is, or what I'm going through. You can save it. I know you like to be heard because in your life, you know, you don't really have that power. So you kind of go hard on the internet about what people should do, what they shouldn't do. I mean, come on, look at her, look at him. Look at me, baby, a child of God. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Beautiful, okay? Anointed, favored, okay? I know you don't know what it looks like. I know you don't know what it feels like. And that's where we're going to start and stop. So I'd like to encourage everybody to continue to find healing in whatever situation that you're in, because thank God I don't look like what I'm going through. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't believe in flesh or worldly things. Like, I truly believe in the power of God, and I like to continue to honor that.
Well, what to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Now, shout out to everybody on Twitch who is watching this live. If you're not watching it live, you know where to find it.
No, we're not.
I want to know why these videos haven't got more traction, because she seems very sincere about her situation, and you know what? I think what is happening, what be happening, is TikTok only pushes out, like, it pushed out this part right here. This is one of the most viewed, but it don't push out the transparency part about the healing and things that she has to go through. Look, I'm talking about these guys, 1,600, 1,100, 800, 700, 700, 500. So it just went lower and lower when somebody's healing. When somebody's healing, TikTok don't really give a damn. They want the mess. They want the drama. They wanted her to talk. They wanted her to talk about how he used to beat on her and how he used to choke her and slap her and pee on her and stuff like that. They wanted to feel her abuse. And since she didn't give TikTok the abuse that she endured, TikTok pretty much just didn't push out the videos as they should have. And I think that's very embarrassing, and they should be ashamed. Now, like I said, she's safe, and I guess, TikTok thrives off of mess. I'm happy to share her story. Her name is The Rich Auntie LLC on TikTok, and I guess you can check out. She is looking happier in some of her most recent videos. So, things may be looking up, and it looks like she's actually in an apartment on this, so she probably got a place by now. Because then again, this video was actually taken in August, so everything that you see now is all new or all old. But this is a more recent video that she created. She giving the baby a bath in the sink. That's old school right there. That's old school right there. Well, I guess the baby is hella little. I don't think I ever gave my baby a bath in a sink. I think we gave her baths in little tubs. We had little things that you sit in the tub. But anyhow, yeah, crazy situation. The guy's a narcissist. I think she dealt with it maybe because she was in love. Maybe she was just low self-esteem, things of that nature that will make a woman be in a relationship like this. And unfortunately, I don't even know if she even has the self-esteem after that relationship to, you know, move forward, but, you know, the way she's speaking leads me to believe that, you know, she at least believes that she can move forward. Because some women, when they get in some situations where it's a lot of verbal abuse, men will tear down a woman so bad, it would just be like the woman can't come out of it because she thinks that she's fat, she's ugly, she's this, nobody will like her. You know, anything and everything that a person who would mentally abuse you would say. They say everything that'll hurt you. And when they do that, a lot of women lose confidence in themselves and then begin to like shut down. And so they're, whenever they do speak out about it, they don't have the confidence, and they act like they have the confidence, and they act like they move forward, but that pain inside that that man left is still in there, even to the fact that these women are abused so much that they still love that person. And sometimes it feel like they lying to themselves, and then you'll see them go back to that man and you be like, man, you said all this, and then you go back to him. It's because them words cut so deep that she really believes them, and she don't believe that she can move forward. And that is a cycle of abuse that women go through. And I haven't seen it firsthand. I just know I've seen it and I've heard about it, and I came to my own conclusion of when I recognize it. Anyway, everyday people, man, let me know what y'all think about this crazy situation in the comments section. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.